Meteorologist Tim Strong.
All right, looking at the headlines, we are talking about a slight warm up. We experienced that this morning with only 50-degree morning temperatures. That was a big change. Unfortunately, it's not going to last. Cold fronts moving through today. The brisk cold air is coming back in, replacing those 50s with what's going to be 20s. Oh, we're just going to get a fresh look at it right now. We'll kind of do things in reverse order. Looking at those morning temperatures that are going to come back into the 20s and low 30s as we get ready for a big cool down once again. It's really been all about the breezy weather that we've seen. We'll come back to it here in a moment, but the lake wind advisory that's in effect goes until 4 p.m. Central and eastern counties right there, and we're already experiencing winds gusting over 30 miles an hour. And we've had winds very windy, breezy this morning at gusting about 25 before sunrise. So there's a look at that windy day for the rest of today. Diminishing winds behind the front and then colder air. Current winds still gusting at 31 here in Augusta, 28-mile-per-hour wind gusts that follow all the way to 30 miles per hour in Columbia. So really a lot of the CSRA is the core of the strongest wind gusts. 31-mile-per-hour wind gusts up in Washington and Wilkes County. We do have a gorgeous look at it. It was cloudy earlier. Now that the front is starting to move a little bit farther south, we're opening up the skies. That west wind is sustained at 21 miles per hour, 62. Man, we're looking just like a beautiful day, isn't it here? We'd like to keep these numbers like this for an extended period of time, but the front's going to change it all for tomorrow. So a breezy finish here, moving out of the cloud cover for the rest of today. Let's talk about another tree lighting ceremony. Columbia County tree lighting here taking place around 6:30. So going into that time frame, temperatures will continue to fall, 50s to the mid and low 40s between that time period of 6 to 8 o'clock. Skies will be clear, no worries about wet weather, so that's good news for a lot of those outdoor events that will continue. The rain chances eventually will come back. We'll get through the weekend looking very dry. By the start of next week, we start talking more and more about our rain chances here. But here's where we see a real change in our temperatures from highs in the low 60s already. We're going to dip into the 40s tomorrow, but be on a pattern that is a little bit more consistent at or above average into next week. Let's talk about lows, what we're going into tomorrow morning, Saturday and Sunday morning. Just kind of some select areas, Augusta, Aiken, Thompson, Barnwell, good bet we're going to be down in the lower 20s for the next couple of nights, and even 20s and low 30s out to Sunday here. So our front just off to the north and west, all that wet weather along the Gulf Coast, that's not going to entertain us here. But the front moves on through. Clouds continue to depart. We've got a breezy and cool finish in the 40s and 50s. All the way into Friday morning. Now we're slowing up the winds. That cold lower to mid 20s is starting to set up shop around here, and we're looking drier with our northerly winds. Now just notice the temperatures. They're already in the 60s today. They're barely getting into the mid 40s for tomorrow afternoon, not to mention how cold we stay all the way into Saturday morning. We're going to continue to see nothing but the 20s and 30s. So we keep the freezing temps around through Sunday morning, and then we draw in a warm up next week, upper 60s and low 70s with that chance of rain Monday through Wednesday.